Hey, fellow target individuals and other people watching my channel. I just wanted to check in. I don't have much to talk about. I'm trying to think of something better to do with my videos than just kind of tell y'all what's going on with me, because it's kind of just an ongoing situation. You might notice there's a little bit of haze on my camera because I broke my camera. It's like up in the corner of it. I dropped it and it just did this spider web crack, and the crack kind of covers the camera there, so there's a little bit of a haze on it. And I was waiting to kind of get a new phone to do a video and to try and kind of come up with something, like read some more patents, or I don't know, do something new. My situation's kind of the same. I mean, the people that my main organizer that are living with him are still there. They keep getting more and more violent and aggressive because I think they want to leave. You know, they want to do whatever they do to leave, which I guess is like get me out of here and then get me to another place and then kind of get it set up there, and then he can pass that along and stop. He could stop doing it or kill me, or I go brain dead, and then they can stop. They probably wouldn't stop even then, and they don't stop if they give you cancer. But I just wanted to do a check-in video. It's like Wednesday, the 29th of April, and Avengers 2 comes out this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Usually this week I've just been going to work, and then I come home and I crawl into my enclosure and just go to sleep till like late at night. And me and Pepper kind of will wake up late, like late in the night, and I'll just watch kind of videos about gang stalking and try and connect them to my YouTube account. Subscribe to them. And like last night I was listening to some testimonies, and I think they were previously recorded from a while back. And it was a 75-year-old woman. She said she started getting, experimented on the voice-to-skull in the 1950s, and it was something from like 2013. It was like 53 years of torture, 55 years of straight torture when she sleeps, torture if she went to work. I don't remember if she went to work or not. I'm sure she had to in those 50-some years, and just torture for 55 years. And it's like unbelievable, you know. And I mean, I'm doing okay. Like, the worst of it is when I sleep. Like, I'm getting my tabletop defenders. They work, but these guys have they have arsenals set up in his house. So, I have to put them on both sides because they do ground weapons from the back of his house at night. And then I think, they do remote stuff from the front while I'm working. So they're switching it around. They're dividing my power. They're dividing my plates, so they can get to me better. And I'm having a hard time figuring out like how many I need to put over here and how many I need to put over there. Right now, it's not too bad, but earlier today, because I had moved them around a lot, and it takes a long time. It takes 3 weeks for them to solidify those fields. So if you move them around, you're going to have EHF coming through and stuff like that. I mean, even if you move a couple around, and so today driving around, they were hitting me in the top of the head, and right in the front of the head, and then the side of the head. They're pretty much just going for my head, today, and it's like I was just so depressed and like just felt like, I had to really, when I was doing my job, I had to really just kind of go through the motions, from this one to the next one, and I was polite and I did my job, but it sucks. It's like I'm trying to, I don't know, I really feel like I'm not going to quit because I'm doing a good enough job, and I don't want to leave my manager in the lurch, but I really feel like I don't know, it's just like I get out there and I'm in a van, and the vehicular stalking has increased like so much because of my job. She sees a cat. Pepper sees a cat. One good thing though, the power went out, like where I live, and the whole other side of the neighborhood, their power was out, but our power stayed on. So, because we're connected to some law offices and businesses on our side, and it's hooked up to that. So, if my power would have went out, I don't know, like, the battery power on the directed energy weapons, but I think they do, for the, like, computer stations that they use to remotely hit me, I'm sure there's battery power on that. And I thank God, that the power was still on. Like, somebody was talking to me before I got home, because everybody's power was going off. I mean, basically all over the city and all over the surrounding areas of the city, because it's such a big storm. And they were like, well, did your power go off? And because they didn't know I had gotten home, and because I wasn't hurting so bad, I was like, I'm pretty much 95% sure that my power didn't go off. Because if it would have gone off, I would have been feeling the ELF. Like, I would have been in shock, from how hard it hit me. Like, today it felt like microwave daggers were going into my head, like the top of my head, and I just felt really heavy, like I could barely keep my eyes open. I don't know how I look. I know when I go in the morning, like, I look terrible because they torture me in my sleep. I think I've had my plates positioned really good because I haven't been having the dreams, the directed dreams with remote neural monitoring, but last night I did. I had a bunch of them, so I shifted my plates, and then I had some dreams, so they were able to do some of that remote neural monitoring when I slept. And they're always able to get a little bit through. Like, even if I really do my plates good, there's always, like, it feels like there's microwave energy kind of, on my back. And sometimes they'll do a spread. It'll be like not a sharp ELF, but it'll just be a spread along my face or a spread along my chest. And that really hurts. Or a spread along my back, so I'll wake up and I'll have trouble breathing. Like, I'll kind of like, me and Pepper will be sleeping in the enclosure, and I'll look over at her, and she'll start breathing heavy. She goes, and I'm going to try and get it on tape because, an animal's body functions can't lie. I mean, she'll be like, and her heart will be beating real fast, so it really hurts her a lot. Her eyes will be really dilated. So I kind of want to do a video just on her, when she's really hurting, so I can get that proof on tape, because an animal, like, her functions can't lie. How she's acting can't lie. It can't be questioned, really, or it can be questioned less, I guess. I don't think none of this stuff is questionable to me anymore. I mean, I see at least 30 to 50 police officers every day. They come by me, they follow me, they T-bone me, when I'm coming up to a light or street. And it's always like 30 to 50, 30 to 60 a day. The one light cars, it's always at least 100 a day, at least because for my job, I drive, I deliver. So that it wasn't as bad when I didn't do that delivery job. I'd go out and I'd maybe see, 10 to 20 one-light cars or whatever, because they weren't prepared for it, but they've started to build up. I've had this job for half a year, which I've been tortured every second of the job. Sometimes it's less, where I won't hear V2K, I'll have a little bit of a headache, and I won't hear any EHF. Sometimes it's really bad because I haven't positioned things right, or they've moved things around, or they've gotten more power or more EHF emitters. It is like a war every day, and every night when I sleep, even with the enclosure. Seems like, as I move around all day, and it hurts me, but it's not as bad as like if I was really prone. And I don't think I realize how much my enclosure helps me, but when I'm in my enclosure and I'm awake, they still kind of hurt me in it. But I know that if I went to sleep and I wasn't in that enclosure, I'd wake up with a lot more damage, to my body. Basically, this is just, it's just the same old for 6 months, They're slowly killing me with microwaves. I'm fighting back with Q-Wave products. I would just really suggest to y'all to get the Altera whole house plugs, because it deals with a similar field to buffer electromagnetic energy, but it's $50 a plug, so it's not a big investment. I've invested about $5,000 to $7,000 in these plates, and it really works. But I'm facing military powered directed energy weapons, which this guy doesn't have to pay for. He's getting pretty much donated in, or he borrows them, and he's making money from this. So it's not the same situation. Like, he has infinite resources if he gets people to not like me, or I think basically, like all other targeted individuals, I think basically I'm labeled a terrorist or a crazy person or whatever they have to say, to go ahead and attack me in my house. And then a lot of people don't even know they're attacking me in my house. This is basically just what I say all the time. Still talking to some other targeted individuals. Basically, I'm just checking in. It's not the worst, it's not the best. I think a lot of y'all would say that. I guess I'm more, I should be thankful, because, I'm not, I'm able to go to work still. Sometimes I wake up and I'm thinking, maybe I need to have that talk with my manager, and just be I have a distraction, I can't be the best employee I can be, and give her my 2 weeks, because it's ridiculous. I see, all these people with their one lights and their gang stalking, and they don't have jobs. This is their job. This is this guy's job that lives next to me, to torture me during the night. He's got other people. They're making money from it. They're making way more money than me at my job. I know that. And he tortures me at my job. So it's why should I go and bust my butt for not that? I'm not getting paid that much, and I'm busting my ass, and I'm getting tortured while I do it. And I sometimes see it as ridiculous, because it's I don't know. I guess I don't want to complain. I want to be thankful that I'm alive. But I just, these people, they don't do anything. And then there's some, I think well, no, I'm pretty sure, I know that there are corporations involved, and there are other drivers, there's some companies that they have drivers, and they'll caravan me too. And it's I don't know what they're doing. If they're not on a, schedule where they have to, deliver and do stuff, how they have time to harass Americans and, terrorize Americans. I don't know. I hate the pain. That's the biggest part for me. Everything else is so farcical and retarded. To me, it doesn't really bother me. They have to get me in extreme pain for these people to think I'm crazy, and to really harass me good. I think it doesn't bother me. If I was completely healthy and I saw a bunch of one-light cars and some policemen caravanning me or whatever, I wouldn't care. I'd just be that's dumb, And actually, it does kind of save you from getting pulled over by the police. So, because they're going to caravan you. They're not going to stop you and give you a ticket. They're just going to caravan you and harass you. So that is a good thing about being a targeted individual. You're probably not going to get stopped by cops. They're just going to caravan you and harass you. I've found that. In my experiences. I don't get stopped much. What else is going on? I'm just kind of hanging in there. I have no life. I get my enclosure when I come home, or I'll watch the internet, play video games. I've been playing Batman Arkham Origins. I'm waiting for the new Batman game to come out. Really like Batman. Batman helps me through it a lot, because he's the ultimate survivor, so I kind of get that in my head. I play Batman. I'm just and he always just he doesn't complain. And the Joker is insane. The Joker's insane. He's not talking to the Joker about hey, you need to stop this or something. He's you're insane, and he goes ahead and he fights him, And I think that's kind of the mentality that we need to have, because they're not going to stop. You can't be like, you're evil people, and you're killing people. I mean, they know that. They're not getting caught for it, so that's what's important to them. So you kind of just got to go on and do what you're going to do. Put out your information. I don't know much else to do. Like, I want to go, like, I'd said it before that I wanted to go file a physical report at the FBI's office, but I don't know how much good that's going to do. I guess I'll go do it. It just seems like everybody's done that. We're making headway, so, like, I don't know why I'm so lethargic about it. Like, I don't know, it just... I've been watching a lot of Bill Cooper, a lot of stuff about 9/11, a lot of stuff about Sandy Hook, a lot of stuff about, and one lady, she put it very well. I can't remember her name, and I'll try and put it on the video to watch it, or in my comments, just my daily comments. But she does a really good thing on Sandy Hook, and talks about capstone events, how a lot of these things that have happened in our country are capstone events. And basically, they'll do these events and they'll see how people react, and then they'll say, well, people accepted this, so we can do this, and people accepted this, and they see how people react, they see how the audience reacts, how the people not involved in these events react. I haven't studied the Boston bombing too much, but she alludes to these things as capstone events, to see how the American people react, to see what they can do afterwards, with everybody's passions on high and their fear levels up, then what can they do? And I think we've gone down a dark road to where, I have my neighbor murdering me in my house, and he's like, on the V2K, he's just like, we've got to do this, I hear, they do say occasionally, they're like, you fucking crazy, man, or get the fuck out of here, stuff like that. But mostly it's just them kind of talking, because, and God bless his wife. Like, I don't want to really bring her into it, but she's like, I hate it here. Like, just get away from him. Like, she's a really nice person, stuck in all this, and they don't really seem to care that it hurts her, because it's just like, as a good person, if you're watching somebody being tortured, or you don't want to watch people naked, it tears you apart more than being hurt. And so sometimes I feel like she's being hurt more than I'm being hurt. And I don't see how they don't realize this and protect her, because I feel like women and children, like in soldiers or men or anybody in America, we should protect women and children first of all. Like, first of all, that's what we should do. And then whatever, deal with real situations when they come. This stuff is, and I've been studying it, and I've been listening to Bill Cooper, and he's right about a lot of stuff. He really cared about his country. They shot him on his doorstep right after 9/11 because they couldn't have him around for all this. He would have been doing, radio broadcasts about it, and people would have been listening to him, and he would have been gaining a following. So they had to shoot him. They had to get rid of him right after 9/11. But he talks about, like, how, and everybody knows the whole, what is it called? The Hegelian dialectic, where it's like they cause a problem, present a solution. No, cause a problem, you get a reaction, you present a solution. So you cause chaos, and then order comes out of the chaos. And there are men who believe in this, and I'm not going to go into what organizations believe in this. It seems like a lot of people nowadays do believe in that. They believe if they can create a problem and lie about somebody and make them, a villain or a terrorist, then get people involved to fight them, that, it creates order. So he's basically sacrificing me, sacrificing my family, so he can create some order. Whatever his type of order is, which for a lot of people is terror. And so I'm just learning about all this stuff, and I'd like to be like Bill Cooper. He was a patriot. He was part of the patriot movement. He was wrong about some things, but if you just listen to him on the day of 9/11, he predicted 9/11 was going to happen, like, months before it happened, in the summer before it happened. And then if you listen to him on the day of it, I mean, he predicted a lot of things when it happened, like what was going to come out of it, and he was completely right. He did say there was going to be martial law or whatever, but his timeline was wrong, but he was right about what they were doing with things, and they just shot him on his doorstep. They couldn't have him around. He was a truth teller, told the truth. He researched the mystery schools, which is basically Freemasonry, other organizations like that are kind of paganistic. They don't really have much to do with Christianity. And I'm noticing that all these target individuals, or most of them, a large percentage are Christians, and it doesn't smell good. And I'm researching about a lot of capstone events. I really do believe Sandy Hook was a capstone event. I don't know. Some people may have died. I don't know what happened there, but there are tons of questions. 9/11, some people did die. People died. A lot of people died. A lot of tragedy. And I'm not sure. There were lots of people involved with it. I think, y'all know the whole 9/11 thing. But I think that was that's where a very dark road started. They had reports about, having to have a catalyzing event, to get people stirred up, and then we would give them whatever they wanted, our freedoms or whatever, to fight terrorism. And they kind of just kept our freedoms and kept taking our freedoms, and now there are people surveilling people in their homes and murdering them in their homes. And I feel like it was a pathway from that. And you say the word terrorism, all these alphabet agencies were created, the NSA, DHS, FBI was already around, CIA was already around. And it's and I can't imagine, I really, really respect Bill Cooper. I think, he had a big ego, he had a temper on him, he drank, but, he cared about America, he cared about his family, he cared about the truth, and he was dangerous to this government, or to this country, or to whoever is controlling, the government or whatever. He was very dangerous to it, and they killed him. And so I think that, I don't know, I listened to him a lot, and he knew a lot about, how the men who would do what is happening to us, how they think, and what they believe, their philosophies. They're not nice. They're not nice philosophies. They're selfish philosophies. To hold on to knowledge and not give it to people, to basically be the high priest that keep the secrets, that keep them because they're dangerous, and then just kind of, I guess that warps things, and then it turns around. I mean, basically we saw 9/11 happen, and then we said, hey, go get those terrorists, wars in the Middle East, and then, wars all over the Middle East, still going on, and now the target's back on Americans. The target is on American populace. And there are ex-military and police and alphabet agencies involved in the slow kill with electromagnetic radiation of American citizens while they sleep. It's the worst thing I've ever heard of in my life, and it's been going on for years. Some say it's an extension of MK Ultra. I'm sure we all have our theories. We all have our theories about why it's going on, and but that's the thing. I mean, it's a secret. The American people they haven't approved it. They don't know about it. They don't even know it exists, so it's not lawful. So if anybody wants to think this is lawful action, it's not, because the American people first have to know about it. It has to be passed through the courts. But that's kind of the new philosophy, is that, we've got, people trust these agencies. They trust, their military as they should, but some of those people are misusing that trust and actually killing, Americans. They're killing Americans, and they're downplaying it. They're downplaying it like it's not that big of a deal, and a lot of secrets, a lot of dark secrets, a lot of COINTELPRO. I've also noticed I don't know, and maybe making this video I'll see more, but I don't see as many chemtrails up. But I watched something on how they get private planes, like private. No, I talked to somebody. I talked to somebody in Canada who was getting a lot of private planes flying over him, and I've noticed that like 2 weeks passed after I talked to him, and then I noticed a bunch of private planes kind of flying over me. I had two police helicopters fly, one fly over my business, and then when I was going down an airline, one flew right over the top of me. But that may have been just coincidence. The thing with gang stalking, organized gang stalking, is it's hard to believe that anything's coincidence because of the frequency of it. It's not like I see a police helicopter just today. I see a police helicopter every day. It's not like I see private planes flying over me once a day. I see them every day. It's not like I see 30 to 50 police cars, sheriffs and city police today. I see it every day when I go to work. It's not like I see 100 one-light cars just today. I see them every day. And it's especially like I live in the city, in a pretty big city around my area. Around the area where I deliver to, it's kind of country. It's a little bit country. And the further I go out into the poor country areas, the more that I see people participating in the poorer areas. That's disheartening. That's disheartening because they're using people's want for money, want to belong. They want to, they want to be involved in whatever, and they don't have a job or whatever, so they're more likely to participate in stuff like this. And it's something that's definitely happening in our country. All right, I'm like at about 30 minutes. I just wanted to give y'all an update. Like, I'm not doing that horrible. Right now, I'm not doing that bad. They haven't been hitting me that bad in the chest or the genitals or the back. Mostly the head and my face. Like in the morning, they'll go for my jaws because I think they want me to show up to work and kind of look like hell. And at night, they kind of go for my back and my head, the side of my head. And this plates work. I'm telling you, like the stuff that I've got, the QA personal defenders, Altera whole house plugs, the Q-Wave tabletop defenders those are the best things I've gotten. But I've had to buy, so they're $500 a piece. I've invested in them heavily. I started off with one, and over 2 years I've spent $5,000 on them. Over 2 years' time, I've spent more than that, like $6,000 on tabletop defenders. But that's in a 2-year time range. And I put them out, they've buffered it completely to where I didn't hear V2K, no EHF, no ELF. But then, the guy would add to his arsenal, and he'd turn up the frequency. He'd do what he needed to do on his side because he can see where I put the plates. So it's like a little war. It's a little Cold War or covert war, whatever you want to call it. He can see inside my house, so he can see where I'm placing the plates. I can't see where he is, but I can hear where it's coming from. The only problem is the V2K, because I've had it, when I've gone to West Virginia or I've gone, to extended stays, they'll do V2K to me, and it sounds directional, even when it's remote. Even in my car, it sounds directional. So I'm not quite sure how they can hit me with it, and they can make it sound like it's coming from a direction that it's not. So that's hard to figure out. That's definitely hard to figure out. I can figure out where they're shooting some of their ground weapons from, because then I'll hear the EHF in my house like at night, and that's a ground weapon they're shooting at me, and they're filling my rooms with it, getting past my plates. But then I'll go out and no remote EHF, just ELF and kind of murmurs on the V2K. So that's what I have going right now. So when I'm at home, the EHF is being shot from ground EHF emitters, but then I go out remotely, no EHF at all. I'll have once in a while I know y'all have this, maybe in one ear you'll have the high pitched sound for a little while, for like a couple of seconds. I'll get that, and I think a couple of days ago they did have the EHF working on remote, but then the plate's kind of stabilized. It's been about 2 days that I've had the plate stabilized, and it takes 3 weeks for them to stabilize. It's my brother, IMME. You see any, let me know so I can large and make copies. Okay, but yeah, I basically just want to do an update. I'm still going strong. I still believe in the Lord. I still believe in Jesus. Like, I get signs all the time. Not like he's not like talking to me like Kyle, blah blah blah, because that'd probably be V2K. I'm surprised they don't try that with me. They've never done that. They've never done Voice of God. They've never done my voice and I hear it back, or like my thought. I've heard people say that they can do your thoughts and like you can hear them. Actually, they would speak your thoughts or whatever. But they've never done that before, and I'm surprised about that. That's about it. Just wanted to check in, see how all y'all are doing. Leave a comment below. I'm still working, still got a job and everything, and I'm going strong, and still fighting here. I don't know. I think it's going to turn out okay. Yeah. There's my neighbor right now. Right there, that's the guy. Right there, I think he's going to fix his pool. Cleaned out his garage, so I was kind of worried that, he's going to move all of his crap back into his garage, and then I'd be screwed. But I don't think there's enough plugs in there. So I think they're just moving it back from the front and the back. That's him. He's outside. He's outside right now doing his thing. I'm not going to say his name or anything, but yeah. Killing me in my home. Just going out, he comes out and just acts like he's not doing anything. That's the whole gaslighting thing. Yeah, I don't feel really comfortable making this video with him in the backyard. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And I will talk to y'all later. But y'all stay strong. I think there's a little bit of a haze kind of on that camera right there because the glass. And I want to do kind of video. I'm going to do a video about you, Pepper. I'm going to do a video about Pepper soon. Maybe when they're hitting me really hard. Alright, until then, I'm doing pretty good right now, so I just want to check in. I'm not doing horrible. Still have my job. Doing pretty good at my job. Love it. Love it. It would be a dream. My life would be a dream, without the organized gang stalking or electronic torture. But I don't know. There's some reason for it, I have faith about that. I really do. But, yeah, that was my main stalker. Came out and maybe he's fixing his pool or something for his guests. Kind of made me feel uncomfortable when he came out. But I don't know. I don't care. He knows what he's doing. Like, he's not trying to trick me anymore. He tricks everybody else, like my family and the neighborhood. I kind of want to tell him. I kind of was thinking today, like, just go up to him and be like, hey, will you stop? Stop murdering me in my house, or leave me, or some way to say it. I don't know, some way to say it where it's not like. But I feel like that's a spider web I'll get stuck in. That's he could be like, what are you talking about? You're talking about me doing something, and then call the police.
Because he's called the police and said I've had weapons before, and like I really almost got shot. So, it's just a shitty situation. I just think about that comment. Like I don't know why I'm like in a mood where I'm just like, it's a shitty situation. It should be more serious right now, but I'm not. Like I'm kind of tired and like I mean. I don't know where I was going with that. No, I was thinking about the comment where the person was like, leave that guy alone, leave that guy alone, you're harassing him. And even my friend makes those comments. He's like, you're harassing that poor man, because they don't know kind of what this is all about and how much these people hurt you, and that's the worst thing for me. It's like, I can go through pain. Like I've had Crohn's my whole life, and if my family knows what I'm going through, I can go through pain. If it's like something that everybody understands and everybody knows where I'm coming from and it's transparent, man, you lay the pain on me, I'll get through it, I'll pray, have my support system. But this is like, I have to go through torture and all this crazy, technology, raping me while asleep. And then it's like, this guy looks like the innocent guy and I look crazy. That's the hardest part. Because it's not a head-on fight. I'm good at head-on fights. And I think that, any problem I've had during my life, well, especially this one, it's like, it's not head-on. They're not taking us head-on. If they were taking us head-on, there'd be no problem. I'd be like, this guy's doing this, he's coming at me, boom, it'd be over, Because people do believe me, but he's inside of a house, behind a wall, just kind of wearing me down, Yeah, I mean, y'all know how it is, so not saying anything really new. If I were y'all, I'd listen to William Cooper about some of the philosophies that these people have who are doing this. And basically, even if somebody's not like a Mason or Satan worshiper or something like that, there is a philosophy of secular humanism. And if you listen to a lot of these people, they say they want peace in the world, but to get peace, they're going to have to kill a lot of people. And it's like this weird philosophy of, well, we want peace in the world, but there's too many people in the world, so we're going to have to kill a lot of people to get peace. And I've never heard anything so absurd in my life. William Cooper did a whole broadcast on it about, a sheriff who was a secular humanist, and it's like they want peace all around, but they just got to kill a lot of people to do it. And that's kind of the philosophy of this. It's like these people, they want order, they want control of society, but they just got to sacrifice a couple of American families, 350,000 American families, and that was in 2006 where they were doing those statistics. So I'm figuring it's up to 1 million targeted individuals in America or more. I know 2008 was a boom because the patents were put out for these directional energy weapons in 2007. So that gave them a year to kind of, get them to whatever policemen were going to use them, or ex-military, or whatever organizations were going to use it. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing too good. Gotta stay in this house. Can't move those plates. If I move those plates, I don't know what would happen. I almost wish the power would have gone out so I could have seen how much they would hurt me without the plates. I almost want to turn them off and see how much is coming at me, but I think they might be able to stop my heart. So, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to keep going to this job for as long as I can hold on to it, make as much money as I can, just build up whatever defensive stuff I can, keep on the conference calls, keep hoping this will end soon. I think we're close. I just think I think it's coming into the collective subconscious, the million monkey theory, and we're all worth more than 1 million monkeys, so people will start to understand what's happening. I feel like it's very close, within like a year or 2 years, if we really jump on this, if we get information out. I don't think it's going to go along the way of like UFOs or something that we're always questioning because it's such an integral part of private lives. There's too many people involved in it in too many different situations. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. God bless y'all. I do want to end it with a prayer today. I feel like God's been giving me strength to go to work. God's been giving me strength to get through these nights where this guy is just baking me in my bed. So I'm going to end it with a prayer. God, just please protect all targeted individuals and all the families involved, in organized gang stalking. Please bring an end to this. Give us information that we can get out to people to stop this, so we're not hurt anymore, so we can heal. Please just, I guess, put love into the hearts of the men doing it, so they'll stop, so they'll find another way to bring order to society or whatever they think they're doing. Please put power into the hands of good servicemen and women, into good people in these agencies to stop this and kind of, get some watchdog groups to help us with this stuff. Help us to kind of rein this in and get our Constitution back and get our freedoms back, especially people who haven't done anything, people who are innocent and hurting and being tortured. Please give us strength and knowledge to come up with new ways to defend ourselves and to guard ourselves against this, to guard our hearts against anybody stalking us or harassing us who doesn't know about the situation. Please just guide us, in these troubled times in our country, and just keep us safe. Keep all the family safe involved in this. For those who feel like they're alone, please give them, other targeted individuals to talk to and to connect with. All right, thank you, Lord, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, by the blood of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, guys, I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. And y'all just stay strong. Stay guarded. Keep getting information out. Keep doing what you're doing. And if it's not working, if you're doing something where you're getting hurt, then try something else. Try a million things until something works. That's kind of what I've done. If something's not working, I'll just try. Y'all can't imagine how many times I've moved these plates around and it's failed. Like I've moved it in the wrong place and they've got me for a couple of days, but then I move it back and then I get it to where it is guarding me. So just keep trying new things. Altera whole house plugs, I would say start with that. They're $50 a piece, not expensive, and just try it out. Alright guys, I love y'all, peace out, live long and prosper, and I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless you.